God, I can't believe I'm on here.
Dude,
What's up, Zach?
okay, first and foremost, if you go to Wholesaling Us for the links there, you'll talk to me. It's not that scary. And anyone can go talk to me.
Nah, it's
So,
crazy
yeah,
because
what's up, man?
I was just sitting on here thinking about getting off and everything else. Anyway, I appreciate your question. Appreciate you, man. I got a couple questions for you real quick. I'm new to wholesaling. I've been studying since like October. I came across a couple leads, but I'm not really sure how to facilitate them with the buyer. So I'm pretty sure that they're good deals or that there's clear motivation. I'm just having problems reeling them all the way in.
No problem, man. So first and foremost, this process is a lot simpler than you think, and it's not that complicated. And just from talking to you, you seem like a fairly smart individual. So like you could probably put together too. You're just new. You just got to learn how to do it right. A lot of things I get started, I'm not good at, and I just over time get good at it. So let's kind of go from the beginning. I want to get you 100K this year. Okay. So it's not that complicated. So let's do this. I help a lot of people do it. So I can definitely help you out. First and foremost, where's your market?
I'm in Indy.
Indianapolis?
Indianapolis, yes, sir.
Bro, easier now. All right. This doesn't even get better. Okay. Indianapolis is an amazing market. And so you said you need help facilitating the deal with the buyer?
Right. It's no, not the buyer, but the seller. It's just reeling them in and actually getting them under contract.
Okay.
I take the approach as like, if it's a really good deal, then you really won't have a hard time finding buyers. So because I'm new, I've more so been focusing on trying to lock up a contract first and then seeing if it's good or not.
So Indianapolis is an easy market to find deals in. Now, as somebody that's done deals in Indianapolis that knows it pretty well, I'll tell you this. Have you born and raised in Indy?
Yes, sir.
So you know this area, right? Indianapolis has like roughly 3 or 4 different quadrants I like to look at, right? They got the downtown region, right? They got like the old place. They have basically a higher crime area. That's every metro city. And then they have the working class and they have the super luxury, right? That's pretty much every city has that. Indianapolis has that too.
Right.
Right. And you know where the luxury houses, you know where the mansions are, you know where the rough areas are, you know where the downtown is, right? You know all these places, right? So the key here in Indianapolis to get good deals, most buyers don't want to buy properties that are like in very high crime areas because they try to renovate it, it gets broken into. People addicted to drugs will go break in the house. Happens all the time, happens on my properties.
Let me say something to that.
Yeah.
Those same areas are like being gentrified and being switched over into luxury, more high-end areas. So would that be a point of emphasis in your mind?
So gentrification is a weird one, right? I'm not the biggest fan of gentrification because it just moves the problem and it just pushes people into other places. I'm not a big fan of it. I've never found that to be the solution to everything, right? And unfortunately, when you have a society of people, there's going to be people that are addicted to drugs. I hate it. I wish nobody was, but that's a big catalyst for a lot of issues, right? You got homelessness, things like that. And so there's certain areas where the gentrification buyers want it, but most people that buy a property and are going to flip it, there has to be proven comps in the area. And usually when there's someone's just certainly trying to do that, it gets weirder. It's not the best. Okay. And so I would go to the proven places where working class people work, right? And so you think of the janitors, you think of the bus drivers, right? You think of people that are mechanics, people that are great, hardworking individuals that want to raise a family and all these great things. They live in properties that they're not high crime. They're not luxury, but they're pretty cheap and they're a little older. That's like the bread and butter in Indianapolis, man. Like there's a bunch of hardworking Midwest people there, right? They work hard, they do it for their family, and they're good, honest people. That's where most people in Indianapolis are. They don't live in very rough places, right? It's not like high crime. Like Indianapolis is a pretty safe city. Every city's like that, though. So you got to look here. Yes, the gentrification, you can do that, right? There's not many places that work well. The only ones I found that are like really good right now is like there's like West Overtown in like Miami, where they're trying to move that over and like people are gobbling that up. Outside of that, I don't see it. It's very market specific. Okay. For you though, the best deals are going to be where there's lower crime and low prices. Low crime, low price. Cheap real estate that doesn't have a lot of crime. That's where people can buy them as rentals and do everything. Indianapolis is so many rental properties are there, so many great deals. It's amazing. There's more better deals in Indianapolis than bad deals. And so
that's crazy. That's what I'm on here for, trying to figure out how to identify exactly that. Because like I said, I feel like I got a few motivated sellers lined up. It's just closing it, you know?
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's a city where I'm at where it's basically there's a rough area, there's a nice area, it's just old, right? I can go drive for dollars. I can get 100 driving for dollars leads in 5 minutes because every house is nasty, disgusting, and they're all Section 8 and the landlords are terrible. Like I hate to say it's the truth. Or I can go the old part of the city where there's lower crime. The houses are the same price and there's all old and they're really good rental property. And so my personal opinion, I would probably look at where the for rents are and just kind of see roughly where a bunch of the rental properties are and try to sell them to the landlord buyers. A lot of the great flipping going on. I think if you just avoid high crime areas and they're not crazy luxury, you should be fine. So let's look at the data right now for Indianapolis. So in Indianapolis, go here. The median home price in Indianapolis right now is about $223,000. So if you can find zip codes where the median home price is below that and there's low crime, that's a great area to do. And so I would go use Bard AI, and I would also just try to find crime statistics in Indianapolis, avoid the high crime areas, and find where the cheap properties are.
I don't need help identifying that.
Oh, it's not that hard, man. Like it's
not. I'm saying I know exactly where the high crime is. Like, I know
yeah, but you can figure out where the low crime is in the cheap housing too.
What is Bart AI?
So I did a video on the Flip of the Rookie YouTube channel yesterday. Mm-hmm. So go watch that video. It's 15 minutes. It's literally Google's AI.
Okay, bet.
Bro, actually, you want to do it? We'll just do it together. All right, we'll do it together on here because you're getting started on this wholesaling journey. So let's pop it up here. Bard AI. All right.
It's crazy. I literally just sat down.
All right, let's do this. All right. So you just go to bard.google.com. And so you'll figure it out. But I'm just going to go here and find what areas in Indianapolis, I probably spelled that wrong, but whatever. In Indianapolis have the lowest crime rates and are the cheapest at the same. That's what it says.
This AI stuff is amazing, man. Technology
it's crazy, man.
It's just evolved.
It's the best for beginners. And so it's going to spit it. So what's going to do is look at articles for crime rates and figure it out. So Brownsburg is a suburb of Indianapolis. The median home price is a strong economy, vibrant community. So it's not going to be. So let's see. Fishers is another popular suburb. The median home value is 300, which is a little above what we want, but it's a low crime rate. Zionsville right here has a higher median home price with low crime rate. I don't like that. I like several parks and trails, outdoor. And so not bad, right? There's a low crime rate in cheap real estate. This Whiteland area, not bad. Mm-hmm. It says Brownsburg has low crime rate and looks pretty cheap. So not terrible, right?
Right.
South Point looks decent here too. And it's giving me low crime rate and cheap real estate. And so that's pretty cool, right? It's giving me some suggestions. Where are the other drafts? They'll kind of said North Side is decent, right?
For sure.
And so it's just giving me these are suggestions though, bro. You know that. And so it'll tell me roughly where some good properties are. And so let me look here too. I can ask it in that area, what zip codes are having the most cash sales per 1,000 people? Let's see what zip code in Indianapolis is having the most cash sales per 1,000 people.
And that's the thing with AI. The more specific you are, the better results you get.
So Zionsville, you see how we're seeing a trend?
A pattern.
11.4 cash sales per 1,000 people. Fishers. So this is the zip codes too, right? Mm-hmm. Bro. Well, Carmel's a little too nice. So this is just me. I think Carmel's a little too nice right now. Give me your opinion on it, but it's a little too luxury in my opinion.
Carmel is definitely, yeah. I mean, like you said, the bigger the amount, the more the percentage you have to do with the agents and everything else. So Carmel is definitely. I like to live in Carmel, but I wouldn't try to wholesale there.
So yeah, so like you just gotta look at the median home price with this stuff. Westfield, I think it popped up too, and then Brownsburg. So it's giving us decent stuff right here. And so I think that's a good one. And then what we're going to do is in those areas, what zip codes have the most rental property? And so just giving us, I didn't do per 1,000 people, but like you're just looking at statistics, you're looking at areas, you're trying to understand it. And we're going to do one thing. We're going to do one last thing here, and then I'll hop you off so you can actually start getting on. But,
for sure. And then I want to ask you one more thing about this this seller before we get off, if you don't mind.
A detailed report of Indianapolis real estate with cheapest and actually let's just do this. Give me the best areas for real estate flipping, and let's see what it says. I'm just curious. It takes articles and statistics and then spits it back at me. So let's see this, and then we'll answer your question here. So it looks like Zionsville has a lot of households that rent. Fishers has a lot of them. Carmel, Westford. So that's pretty cool here. It's giving me more details here.
Yeah,
I
sounds
don't like
fair.
this one. Oh, we'll skip that one.
I give you the situation. Basically, I'm a DJ, as you can see. So I pull up to my gig, which is at a bar, but kind of like in a residential area. I get out of my car to unload my equipment. I kind of see the neighbors standing over the fence. So, because that's how close it is. So, something told me to say something to him. And I just said, "What will it take for you to get rid of the house?" And he's like, "It's crazy you say that because me and my wife are about tired of this bar. She got into an altercation over here. We just can't take it anymore. So, we're about to leave." But the caveat is he also helped build the bar. So, he's got extra motivation to get rid of it. Zillow saying, "Can I get the address?"
Don't give me the address publicly. I get a lot of people watching me.
Okay.
DM me on Facebook the address, and I can look at it for you.
Okay. But anyway, he has the motivation, but he wants the Zillow price, and it needs some work done. It doesn't need a full gut. It could just use like cosmetics, the outside, and that's pretty much it. But I don't know how to get him down on the price without trying to overstep him. He also admits to like not having the best morals. Like he let me know how he stole all this equipment from Lowe's and everything else. So I'm just trying to take it from a good
We're
angle.
not here to judge.
I don't judge either, but
that's a red flag. Just FYI, that is
Right.
a red flag.
That's
You know
how I
that.
want to approach it.
If just FYI for you, you know this probably, but like if someone's willing to steal, they're probably willing to try to screw you on a real estate deal. Unfortunately,
Right.
that's the truth. So we got to be careful with this person. I think you kind of find an MAO, which is all on freelisting.com, and just tell them, hey, I can do this. If it doesn't work, no big deal. But unfortunately, that's where we're at. And some people, they have to be in la la land, and then you have to follow up with them.
Okay.
Yeah, you just try to find an offer
That's
that
just
works.
how it is. It's more deals to come. I just put it out there, and then if he bites, he bites. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Not every seller is going to say yes, but that's okay. You just got to go through enough of them, and they will.
What's your Facebook?
Just go to Zach In on Facebook.
Just straight Zach In.
Yeah.
Okay.
But honestly, I want you to figure out the comps and just get a decent offer price and see where he's at, and then come back on here.
Okay. All right. That's a deal.
Okay.
When you going live again?
I have a bonus live stream today, Flipbook Plus Wednesday. Next live stream you can hop on is probably Thursday with Rick. So
all right, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Of course, man. I got my Metro booming right here, so we respect DJs over here.
For sure.
Right,
I appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.